milestone 1000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So today, see, what do we do today? See, I have in mind that we should give some clearer understanding of the simple structure to our students. The simple structure, we have as we tell our learners, we use 8 structures: things, and then possession, and then simple, and then continuing, then perfect, then intention, then compulsion, and then the modals.
Right.
So and we already, our maybe our learners by now, they have started identifying in mother tongue these structures, and they also have the list of the verb patterns that we have shared with them already. How
Yes.
to say those patterns in English, we already have given them the list of verb patterns. So my experience as a teacher is that simple structure is I call it a special structure. I always tell my learners so that they handle it with a more focused kind of approach. So I always tell them to be very cautious about simple structure, because simple structure is a special structure because of 2 or 3 things. For example, the
Yes.
first thing, this simple past, simple present, and simple future even. So why do I call this structure a very special structure? The first reason is that it is the most used structure. This is the
Mm.
first reason. See,
Yes.
most of the time when people are talking, they actually are using simple structure either for the past or for the present or for the future. So it, you see, you can yourself check it. Suppose you have something written by some student. When you go through that, you will find out that the larger number of structures in that write-up would be simple structures. So
Yes, sir.
simple structure is special because it is the most used. Number one. Second thing about this structure is that in the past we do not use was were. In the present we do not use is mr, and and even in the future. Uh, well, see, only one time we make use of shall and will. Shall and will. See,
Yes.
normally, you know that what are the 3 sets of verbs for the past, for the present, and for the future? The 3 sets of verb for the past is was, were, had, and had been. These are the
Yes.
3 for the past. And for the present is mr, has, have, has been, have been. And for the future is shall be, will be. Shall be, will be, shall have, shall have been, will have been. So see, was, were, is mr, and shall be, will be, they are used more. They are used more. So
Yes.
shall and will, they are used only in simple
Yes.
structure, simple
Right.
future. And
Right.
later on, of course, we'll tell our learners that they become models also. When we come to take up models, we'll tell them that these two helping verbs, shall and will, they become models also. How do they become models? We'll tell them later on. But shall and will are used. So we are talking about simple structure. It is special because it is the most used, and it is special because in the past we do not use was were. In the present we do not use is mr, and in the future we do not use shall be, will be. We use shall or will.
Well.
So this is and the third thing is that if we need negative sentences, if we need interrogative sentences, then we make use of did in the past, do and
Yes.
does in the present, and shall not, will not, of course, in the future. So not, that do is an action word. Do is a main verb, for example. Do and does is another form of do. So
Right.
do, did, done, it is a main verb. But
Yes, sir.
again, in simple, this is used as a helping verb also. So
Right.
I have probably referred to 3 things that make these structures special. Number one, they are the most used structures, and number
Mm.
two, they do not use was, were, is, are, or shall be, will be. Like okay, and then third thing is that we make use of new helping verbs. For the
Mm.
past, we make use of did. For the present, we make use of do, does, and for the future, we make use of shall be. This is why this structure is a special structure. It is to be taken care of with proper attention, mostly. And here people make much more mistakes are committed here, because our learners, they, out of their habit, they unnecessarily make use of was were in the past. For example, मैं सुबह उठा, I
हाँ,
was wake up in the morning, or I was woke up in the morning. So unnecessarily was were enter into their sentence. And
right.
this happened in the present also. Yeah,
Sure.
I go, अब मैं सैर के लिए जाता हूँ, I am go for a walk, I am
Yes,
go for a walk. So,
I am.
so this is what they do. So they are to be told that it is a special structure. In it we will not make use of was were in the past, is are in the present, and shall be, will be in the future. So we are only repeating it for the learner so that he becomes more careful. And then one more point that I would like to share with our learners. You know, not past, simple past is easier. For example, in simple past, we use second form of the verb V2. We use V2 with all the, and with all the subjects. And here again, I would like to tell our learners that we have, for the past and the present, we divide our subjects differently. And for the future, we have a different category. This also needs to be told to our learners. So we have singular subjects and plural subjects, for example. So what are the singular subjects, for example? What are the plural subjects? Plurals are I, we, you, they, and he, she, it are the singulars. And here again, sometimes our readers are confused. They say that I, how can I be plural? So then I tell them that they are right, because with I, we make use of am always. See, if it is present, normally we use am with I, and we use was with I in the past. I was a teacher. I'm a teacher. So normally, see, I is a singular subject also. But no, when it comes to other kind of statements, or other kind of I should say structures, I is bracketed with the plural subjects. So plural subjects are I, we, you, they, and singulars are he, she, it. And just to, because learners rightly raise the point कि why I is plural, I tell them कि okay, call it circled plural. I ask them to draw a circle around I. So I is a circled plural. It is, so because it behaves sometimes like a singular also. I was a student, I am a student. Here it is treated like a singular subject. But when it will come to, for example, possession, we do not say I has, we say I have a book. I have a book. I wake up in the morning. I and we wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning. We wake up in the morning. So uh, here, this is very important for the learners to know that plural subjects are I, we, you, they, and singulars are he, she, it. And this is only for the past and for the present. For future, we divide our subjects differently. In future, we keep I and we in one bracket and the others in the second. This is very important. I, we is one category. You, he, she, it, they, it is another category. And whenever, for our helping verbs for the future are shall, shall be, shall have been. Okay, so what do we do always? We use shall and shall formations with I and we, and will formations with other subjects. For example, I and we will, in normal ordinary sentences, I and we will always take after them shall, shall be, shall have been. And the others will take after them will be, will have been. So this is the category of subjects for the future. Now, probably our learners have now come to, they will probably remember it, okay, for the past and the present, the categorization different, plurals and singulars. And for future, we have I, we in one category and the rest of them in the other category. Now, and when we have understood this much, then see, how do we say the simple structure in English? For the past, it is very easy. For past, Neha, there is no problem at all. So you are to simply use, you are not to use was were, you are to simply use V2. For example, I woke up in the morning, we woke up in the morning, you woke up in the morning, they woke up in the morning, he woke up in the morning, she woke up in the morning, it woke up in the morning. Okay, if it is for somebody. Now look here. So it is so simple. They are to use only V2. And similarly, in negative sentences also it is very easy. They are to use only did with all the subjects, plural as well as singular, all take did after them. I did not wake up in the morning. We did not wake up in the morning. You did not wake up in the morning. Our learners must know that simple past is very easy. We too with all the subjects, plural as well as singular, and did not plus we win with all of them. It is very simple. But when it comes to present, they have to do one thing. What do they do? After plural subjects, they write V1, but after singular subjects, they write V1 plus S or ES. Now, this is why do they do? What I want to explain for my learners is that up to now, probably in their schools, in their grammar class, they have been simply told by the teachers that you have to just make it a habit, but nobody explains it to them. If for example, the teachers tell them, okay, if in simple present the subject is plural, I, we, you, they, you will make use of V1 after that, and do not for negative structures. But if the subject is singular, he, she, it, you will use V1 plus S or ES, and does not for negative sentences. So the students are made to just simply remember it and practice it. But suppose there is a student who asks the teacher, what is the reason? Why? If in the past I can say, yeah, I woke up, you woke up, we woke up, they woke up, she woke up, he woke up, it woke up. Why can't we say it in present? Okay, I wake up, we wake up, you wake up, they wake up, he wake up, she wake up, it wake up. What is the problem? Now, I want to make this thing clear. Why you are asked to add S or ES. It is very interesting, and I also, Neha, discovered it very late. Otherwise, before that, it was like a matter of habit and practice. But then later on, I discovered why do we do this? Very interesting. The interesting fact is that like nouns in uh, language are singular or plural. Boy, boys, girl, girls, apple, apples. Nouns, all the nouns in English are singular, and they can be made plural by adding S or ES. This all of us know. But Neha, then I found out that verbs, like nouns, verbs are also singular or plural. Now, this idea was very difficult to understand for me. How can verbs be singular or plural? And then Neha, my mother tongue helped me here. This is the beauty of mother tongue. No, I explain to my students always by using my mother tongue. So when my student asks me, okay, how a verb, for example, come, go, do, sit, how do we know whether it is singular or plural? So then I tell them, okay, look, verbs are also singular and plural. Your mother tongue will help you find it out. How? Though I tell them, look, you always say राम और श्याम पतंग उड़ाते हैं. राम पतंग उड़ाता है. You always say राम and श्याम पतंग उड़ाते हैं. राम पतंग उड़ाता है. You never say राम and श्याम पतंग उड़ाता है. श्याम पतंग उड़ाते हैं. You never say. So this is so now our learners find out that yes, verbs are action verbs are. So when see, for example, in Hindi, when we say udate, jate, baithte, gate, this is plural. And when we say udata, baithta, gata, this is singular. So this is the reason, Neha, because all now and again something strange about English language. In English language, nouns are always singular and verbs are always plural. All English verbs are plural. Go means jate, come means aate, eat means khate. So all English verbs are plural. This is a very interesting thing. Okay, in English language, all nouns are singular and all verbs are plural. And then another strange thing is that when a noun takes S or ES after it, it becomes plural. And when a verb takes s or es after it, it becomes
singular. Yes, sir.
singular. So now go means jate, and
Chate.
goes if we want to make jat, if we want to change jate into jata, we will have to add es to go. Goes, ha. So go jate, goes jata.
Yes.
Fly udte or flies udta. So this is the reason. This is the
Yes.
reason. When the subject is plural, पक्षी आकाश में उड़ते हैं, the
Okay.
birds fly, that's
Right.
उड़ते, because fly means उड़ते. लेकिन if it is singular, पक्षी आकाश में उड़ता है, तो then if we say the bird fly, तो हम कहेंगे पक्षी उड़ते हैं, पक्षी आकाश में उड़ते हैं. That would be the mistake. So उड़ते को उड़ता बनाने के लिए हम उसमें ऐड करते हैं es. So पक्षी आकाश में उड़ता है, the bird flies in the sky. So this
Yes.
is the secret. This is why we make use of s or es with verbs in present. We cannot, unlike past, we cannot use v1 with all, because v1 is plural, and in singular, when subjects are singular, we have to make those plural verbs singular by adding s or es.
So yes, yes. यहाँ पे एक्सेप्शन ये बता समझनी है कि आई जो है वो उसको हम ऐड
हाँ,
नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि
ये मैंने बता दी पहले. मैं आपको इसीलिए मैंने अपने लर्नर्स को क्या कहा है कि आप आई को सर्कल्ड, उसको सर्कल्ड प्लूरल मानो. आई के
yes,
साथ वॉज, पास्ट में वॉज लगेगा, प्रेजेंट में एम लगेगा, दूसरे सेंटेंसेस में, लेकिन सिंपल में इसके साथ हैव लगेगा, और इसके साथ गो चलेगा, आई गो.
yes,
लेकिन हाँ, सो सी समडे आई विल टेल यू कि इंग्लिश लैंग्वेजेस कंपेयर टू इवन हिंदी, और कंपेयर टू पंजाबी एंड हिंदी,
right.
English language is a very faulty language. It has certain 3 or 4 strange things that are in English, and it makes it a very faulty language compared to our mother tongue. And these are the facts. Okay, so these are the facts. So now probably I think if we have succeeded in making our learners know probably why we have to use s or es with singular subjects in the simple present. Neha, is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for all of us? Huh?
यस मतलब हम लोग स्ट्रगल करते हैं किस तरह से बच्चों के दिमाग में ये चीज बिठाएं क्योंकि
हाँ,
बहुत बार एक्सप्लेन करने के बाद भी उनको डाउट रहता है बट आपने तो सारी कहानी खत्म कर दी अब तो बहुत इजी है
हाँ, समझ आ गई ना अपनी बात. लर्नर्स को, मेरा ख्याल है, अब अपने लर्नर्स को पता लग जाना चाहिए कि अगर वो ही गो लिखेंगे, तो इसका मतलब बन जाएगा वो जाते हैं. हमने
ओके
जाते का जाता बनाना है, इसीलिए ईएस ही गोस.
यस
So probably it is clear to them now. Okay.
अब ये बात बिल्कुल क्लियर है जो लोग बोलते हैं कि हम अपनी नेटिव लैंग्वेज की हेल्प से इंग्लिश नहीं सीख सकते नहीं एक बिग प्रॉब्लम
Yes, this is the beauty of your native language. Near your sound. But see, for 2 or 3 moments, your sound disappeared. Take care of it. Answer this. So now you know that yes, our mother tongue is a very rich resource with us to understand things in a better way. So we use it with all confidence for bigger clarification. But we are practicing and learning English. That's all. We are using English, and our mother tongue is a big help for us. So now, so we have covered up to now, we have covered simple past. In simple past, we make use of v2 or did plus v1, and in simple present, we make v1 with plurals and do not, and v1 plus s or es with singulars, and then does not. Okay, and how do we handle simple future? See, after I and we use shall plus v1, and after all other the rest of the subjects take will plus v1 after them. For example, I shall go to Delhi, we shall go to Delhi, but you will go to Delhi, he will go to Delhi, she will go to Delhi, it will go to Delhi, or they will go to Delhi. So I and we will take shall plus v1 after them, and other subjects will take will plus v1 after that. So Neha, probably it is enough today. But if there is any question or any doubt, probably I think we have made things very simple and clear. Hopefully, this is what okay. Hmm. So okay,
क्रिस्टल
then Then probably this should be enough for this video, so that our learners can focus on it. And then next time we will discuss two or three other very important things. For example, and three or four things that we are going to discuss next time. One thing is that I say that I went for a walk, but
Mhm.
sometimes will come across a sentence where I will say I did go for a walk. So using did in the positive. And
Okay.
similarly, come to the present. I go to the temple. I do go to the temple. So when do we do that? So see, normally we do not use did or do or does in the positive sentences. But here and there you will find see did in the past positive sentences and do does in the present. So why this? We'll talk about it. This is the first point. And second point is that see there are three expressions. For example, मैं अपने जूते पॉलिश करता हूं. तो बट हाउ टू से कि मैं अपने जूते पॉलिश करवाता हूं. हाउ टू से दिस. एंड
Yes.
सिमिलर. एंड थर्ड आइडिया, मैं मोची से अपने जूते पॉलिश करवाता हूं. हाउ टू से देम इन इंग्लिश. ये भी हम डिस्कस करेंगे. नंबर टू. ओके. अच्छा. एंड नंबर थ्री देन वी शैल डिस्कस विद अवर लर्नर्स कि वेयर डू वी यूज यूज्ड टू in
Okay.
in simple past. In simple past, sometimes you will come across sentences with used to or would. We will tell this to our learners next time, and we will also tell our learners where to place interrogative words. For example, why, when, how, why. So these are four important points. We can take them one by one, or we can probably think how to convey it to our learners. Okay. So Neha, is it good for today? Fine. God bless you. Thank you very much.